Am I a loner? Yes. Do I care? No. I'm not afraid to admit I don't have many friends. And I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't worry about it either. Growing up, I always had kind of a small group of friends. In high school, I had like two really good friends in school and then a few outside of my class. That was kind of those standard high school friendships where, you know, when you get out of high school, you kind of drift apart, kind of part ways after high school. You go into college, you go into different career fields, and you just kind of drift apart from there. In college, I had more friends than I did in high school. I had a big group of friends, and some of those friendships still lasted to this day. However, I just don't really see them as much, and I don't have a close relationship with them much anymore. Currently, I have one good friend. I've known her since I was like 7 years old. She was the neighbor kid across the street, and we basically are like sisters. Like I consider her my sister, but she is also my best friend, and she is the only friend that has stayed consistent throughout the years. And out of all of my friends currently, she is the one that I hang out with the most, the one I talk to like every single night. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly happy with having one friend. And I will dive deeper into this later on why I'm okay with that. I had many good friends over the past 2 years. These friends would be people that my now ex-boyfriend introduced me to. They were his friends first, and specifically two of them, they are like his best friends, and they became really good friends of mine as well. And we would play video games every night. We would go visit them out in the state that they lived in. We would spend weeks together. They truly became two of my closest friends. And we grew really close over the past 2 years. And after the breakup, I don't hear from them. I went to go visit them after the breakup because I needed support. Like, they were part of my support system. And I came back, and me and my friend who gamed together, we would all game together. And we reached out and asked one of them if they'd like to game, and they said they couldn't because of a prior engagement. We're like, all right. But then we never heard back after that. I've never gotten a reach out since then. And, it is a little disappointing, but I get it. Like, they were his friends first, and that's understandable. And maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I don't like to assume, but, I could be overthinking the whole situation. Maybe they are thinking that, I don't want to maintain a relationship with them, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I understand if it's the case of, they were my ex-boyfriend's friends first, and, it may be a little weird or uncomfy to be friends with me still. But I would have hoped that people wanted to be friends genuinely with me, who I am as a person, instead of being friends with me because of my connections or because of my now ex-boyfriend. And so that's something that I've kind of been dealing with recently, and things that I've been reflecting on. Only having like one friend is really nice because I've really had this time to reflect on what I need in friendships, what I need in those partnerships, and what I'm looking for in a friendship. Now I have all this energy and all this time to really sink into my friend and into my own mind of what am I looking for? What do I hold value in a friendship? And, having that time has been really amazing. I'm just kind of trying to make the most of a unfortunate situation, and, trying to rewire my brain and shift the mindset and the perspective. I've never felt like I fit into big groups. Like, even when my ex-boyfriend would introduce me to his friends and we'd all be hanging out as a group, like, I never really felt like I fit in. I felt like the odd one out, and maybe it didn't appear that I was the odd one out, but I'm recognizing that a lot of this are things that I need to work on. Maybe it's a reflection of my perceived self-worth. I am a person that experiences anxiety, especially social anxiety. And so starting conversations or being okay with silence in a room full of people. And, not every conversation needs to be, not every interaction needs to be talking, like go, go, go. Like it's fine to sit in silence sometimes, but I always kind of felt awkward in those silences. And so I'm trying to like think of things of what to say to these people. And I'm like, I don't know. And so like maybe that kind of contributed to that feeling. But yeah, I don't feel like I fit in a lot of places, and that's okay. Like I am not put here to force myself to fit in to society, into what society thinks I should be doing and how I should be presenting myself. I'm here for myself, and I'm here to really hold myself and love myself and experience this life. Well, yes, still having interactions with other people, but not forcing myself to mold into different personalities or energies. Over the past couple of years, I've also cut some previous friends off, and those were hard, but they were friendships that didn't, I know people hear this all the time, but like that don't serve you. Like, but it's true. Like these friendships didn't serve me, and it's not in a selfish or a transactional way, but these friendships never really gave me safety or peace of mind. It was always, paranoia around them. I would experience a lot of anxiety with these people. I would be betrayed by these people, and I could not take it anymore. And so I had to cut somebody off that like was one of my best friends in high school, and somebody I also kind of considered my sister. But I think, when you make friends in high school and then you start growing up and you go through different life experiences, you figure out who you are and who you're meant to be, and your personality shifts. You step more into yourself. And a lot of the times, those personalities that you had in high school, they now clash, and you might not get along. You might not have the same interests, and that's okay. That is okay. You don't have to hold on to past friendships just because you share a past. It's okay to let it go. And that's something that I was kind of struggling with in the past of, well, now I feel guilty because we share so much history, and it would be a shame to like throw that all away. But you're not throwing it away. You still have that history. You still have those experiences together. And it's important to hold on to those, but also recognize that you don't have to continue going forward with that person. You are growing in different ways, and sometimes those ways align and sometimes they don't. And being accepting and okay with that happening. Don't get down on yourself if you don't have many friends. Truly, it's not a reflection of your self-worth. It's not. And I want you to get that through your head right now. If you have one friend, if you have no friends, that is not a reflection of your self-worth. I would rather have one really good quality friend than 100 like terrible friends who don't make me feel good. Again, it's been so nice to have this time to figure out who I am without the influence of others, because I feel that I'm kind of like a chameleon. I can kind of shift colors and shift personalities to try and fit into different groups and vibes, but that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. I want to be my most authentic self and find people who appreciate my personality, who appreciate me as a human, as a being on this earth, and, being okay with I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not going to be friends with everybody. Not everybody is going to like me. And that's fine. I don't care. It is a privilege for somebody to be in my life. It is a privilege for people to be in your life. Don't welcome the wrong energy into your life, into your circle. That does you absolutely no good. And when I say it is a privilege for people to be in your life, I'm not saying that you have no flaws and you're like the ultimate, like greatest person on this earth and you can do no wrong and you know, these people should be begging at your feet. Like, no, that is not what I am saying at all. So let's get that straight. No, what I'm saying is recognize how special and how unique you are, but don't be ignorant to the things that you need to work on. Let me say that again, because that was good. That was good. Recognize how special and unique you are, but don't be ignorant to the things you need to work on and have growth with. I love having these conversations, or I guess a conversation with myself. But I do love sitting down and talking through some of these things because they're thoughts that I'm having too. And like being able to repeat some of this really helps me process a lot of what I'm dealing with and kind of reinforces that idea in my head. And it is really nice. You know, I get to help myself, but I potentially get to help somebody else on the other side of the camera. And it's an amazing feeling. And so when I say a lot of these things, like, you know, sometimes I write these things down or I'm just kind of spewing whatever comes to mind. But sometimes they click in my head and I'm like, you know, that was good. That was really good. I want to pose this question to you. If you are struggling with the fact that you have not a lot of friends, my question to you is, why do you care about how many friends you have? What are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove something to yourself? Or are you trying to prove something to others? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It does not matter how many friends you have. You will always be deserving of love and you will always be worthy. Yes, you got flaws. Everybody does. In the famous words of Hannah Montana, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all got flaws. But just because we have those flaws doesn't mean that we're not deserving of friends and love and we're not worthy. I think it's important that we need to work on some of those flaws and work on those things that might be toxic, because everybody's a little toxic. You know, we are constantly having to unlearn things that we were taught growing up, and sometimes it takes a long time to get there, and that's okay. It's okay. One thing that is constantly kind of going through my head right now is everyone is worthy and has something to give. Everyone has something to give. You may struggle with this if you don't have a lot of friends. You might be thinking like, okay, well, why don't I have friends? Am I not good enough? Like, do I not have anything to provide to people? Like what's going on? What's wrong? No, everyone has something to give. And I want you to remember that when you feel down about not having friends, when you lose friendships, when you cut people off, like just because that friendship didn't work out for you, that friend didn't align with you anymore, doesn't mean that they are less worthy than before. They also have something to give, but you're not able to receive what they can give to you because it no longer aligns. They can go give that to somebody else, but you've moved on. You've moved past that, and that is life. I don't even know if any of this is making sense. I'm yapping. I really am yapping and crossing my fingers and hoping that I'm articulating my thoughts properly and in an efficient way, because I am a person who experiences anxiety and depression. I have a lot of jumbled thoughts in my brain, and speaking isn't the easiest thing for me. And so I'm trying to push myself and practice being on camera more and just kind of saying things that come to mind. I do have a script, not a script where I say things from word to word. I just kind of have bullet points now of like things that I want to kind of touch on. And then I go from there because I do get distracted very easily and, can go off on tangents because I just want to say everything. And I'm doing it right now. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just spewing stuff. Love that self-reflection. That's all that I had for you today. Let me know what you guys think, your thoughts on this. I would love to have a conversation of, if you don't have friends, like how you feel about it. And if you got a lot of friends and you're able to maintain those friendships and have good quality friends, like let me know how y'all do it, because, I don't want you to close yourself off from the opportunity to gain friends. I just want you to be cognizant and aware of what energies that you want to bring into your life, what kind of personalities, what kind of people and individuals that will align with who you are, and then who you don't have to change yourself for. So this isn't this isn't to say like you have no friends and it's good that you have no friends and don't ever have friends. Like, no. No. It is good to have people. It's good to have a support system. I'm just saying, if you got no friends, that's all right. That's okay. That is fine. Maybe there's something that you need to work on. Maybe there's a lesson in this. Maybe this is a path that you need to go down in order for more opportunities to open up in your life. Who knows? I don't. Only the creator, the universe, God, Allah, whoever is your creator, whoever you believe in, maybe this is the path that they want you to go down. And have trust and faith in that. I definitely went off on a tangent at the end there. I was trying to end this video and I didn't. So now I'm going to end it. All right. I will speak to you guys next time. And again, just end the video. End the video. I hope you guys have a beautiful week and are staying nice and warm and cozy in this winter era. All the love and light and support to you. Bye. Can you imagine if my camera wasn't on? Hi. Valkyrie.